many living away from their hometowns. What it meant was they wouldn't get food from home for lunch. And consulting hours were long, so you ended up, maybe having 2 meals in the office, lunch and dinner. And office had a cafeteria which would not serve food, but you could get your own food and eat it. So to make life easy for the employees, the admin team had collated menu cards of all restaurants that deliver there.
Yeah.
And so, and Deepinder said, it is a huge pain every day, 1 p.m. I go to the cafeteria, I have to wait in a line to access some file because everybody's come at 1 o'clock. And then I get it for 3.5 minutes, then I got to decide very quickly, I ring up the restaurant, I place my order, and then I come back after 45 minutes when it's delivered, and then I pay and I eat. Huge pain. See, one Sunday I came into office and I scanned all those menu cards and put those pages up on my personal page on the office internet, and 2 days later the IT infra guy came to me and said, why is all the internal traffic going to your page? and that's when the penny dropped, and I realized that aggregation of menu cards has got value.
Yeah.
And that is what gave him the idea for doing what he did. Now, to me, this is a big deal that he has built his fundamental value proposition on what we call a deep customer insight.
This World AIDS Day, join the fight against HIV. I'm Ayushman Khurrana. This World AIDS Day on the 1st of December. Come be a part of the Banega Swasth India campaign and be the change with me. One World Hygiene. 10 kadam, 10 kadam.
I want to talk a little bit about higher education in India, because Ashoka University, certainly, most or all will agree that it's been a success. So if you look at the ingredients of that success, what worked? It was a new bet in a sense.
So I think we started with a few sort of guiding principles, the group of us who came together. And we said first thing is we will do liberal arts and sciences and not typically engineering or management first.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24x7.
Will BJP affect generational change is the big question, as the BJP is considering fresh faces in the 3 states, is what sources are telling NDTV. The late night meeting that took place at the Prime Minister's residence had Amit Shah, JP Nadda during that meeting, and what sources are telling us that there could be a change, new faces could be brought in. In an exclusive, the Chief Justice of India speaks to NDTV, says not just lawyers and judges, but every citizen should follow Baba Saheb principles. And in the big row that was stirred in Parliament on Tuesday, Gau Mutra, the DMK MP, has gone on to say that BJP can only win in the Gau Mutro states. Anurag Thakur says that the India bloc humiliates Sanatan. On camera, the Karni Sena leader has been shot dead. The BJP attacks the Congress over the murder of the Karni Sena leader. And while supporters are calling for a Bandh, they are in fact saying if no action is taken, they will go in for a statewide shutdown. And Revanth Reddy is all set to take up that top spot of becoming the Chief Minister of Telangana. The oath-taking ceremony will take place tomorrow at 11 a.m. He is at 10 Janpath ahead of that swearing-in ceremony. And Cyclone Michaung has weakened into a depression. It's lying right now, currently over Telangana. It's going to bring in heavy showers, not just to Telangana, but also adjoining Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, as well as Bihar. A very Very good morning. You're watching NDTV 24x7. I'm Divya Vadva. Let's get your top story, and that's the BJP may end up choosing new faces when it comes to the Chief Minister's position in the heartland states of Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. This is after it posted thumping poll victories, according to sources in the party. During that meeting that was held at the Prime Minister's residence yesterday, the selection would be done keeping in mind the 2024 general election in mind. The BJP won the assembly polls in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, and the results were declared on Sunday. The party's central leadership has been holding discussions as far as the probables when it comes to that top job is concerned in the three states. A 4.5-hour meeting was held at the Prime Minister's residence last night, during which the frontrunners in the three states were considered. The meeting was attended by Home Minister Amit Shah as well as BJP Chief JP Nadda. So during that meeting, of course, that key decision that needs to be taken after that victorious win in the three heartland states of Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. The Prime Minister there holding that late night meeting, which went in, over 4 hours with JP Nadda as well as Amit Shah, attending that meeting in order to discuss as to who will be the Chief Minister in the three states. We have my colleague Akhilesh joining us. Akhilesh, as the time is ticking, there are new twists and turns emerging, with sources saying that it might not be the front runners, but new faces that might be selected for the top job.
That's correct. In fact, the BJP did not project any chief ministerial candidate in these three elections, and that is why now there's a strong possibility that BJP may field new faces as far as the chief ministerial post is concerned, because party wants to hand over the charge to the next generation in these three crucial Hindi belt states, and that is why the BJP is thinking that in place of Shivraj Singh Chauhan or Vasundhara Sindhia in Rajasthan or Raman Singh in Chhattisgarh, new chief ministers can be appointed. In fact, yesterday Shivraj Singh Chauhan gave enough hint saying that he is not in the race to become chief minister, and whatever the responsibility party assigns to him, he will fulfill that responsibility. So Shivraj Singh Chauhan ruling himself out from this CM race very clearly. And in fact, there are clear indications that BJP is targeting 2024 Lok Sabha polls, and that is why the party's choice for the chief ministerial post in these three states would be keeping that in mind, that the mission 2024 is on the utmost priority as far as the BJP is concerned, and party believes that the party won these three states largely on the face of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his work, and also the schemes of the central government, and that is why Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to choose chief ministers in these three states. And last night, in fact, there was a 4.5 hour long meeting at Prime Minister's residence, where JP Nadda, BJP President, Home Minister Amit Shah, they were present in that meeting. And the feedback which Mr. Shah and Mr. Nadda gathered was presented before Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And very shortly, the BJP is going to announce the dates for the legislative meeting and also names of the observers for this crucial meeting.
Right, Akhilesh, who will be the chief minister of the three heartland states is anyone's guess, but any murmurs doing the rounds, or is everyone very tight-lipped post that meeting that you mentioned at the Prime Minister's residence? And when is a decision or any sort of announcement possible as far as the decision is concerned?
There are so many claimants as far as the post of the chief minister is concerned, and we have seen that how BJP had fielded a few central ministers, especially in Madhya Pradesh, like Prahlad Singh Patel and Narendra Singh Tomar. And in Rajasthan, many MPs were fielded. Some of them have actually won the election. So all of them are contenders. And BJP has given hint as far as Rajasthan is concerned that somebody from the MLAs would be the chief minister. So it's a very clear indication that BJP is trying to experiment with new faces as far as these states are concerned. And that is why there are so many MLAs who want to stake claim on the chief minister post, and they are constantly meeting with the top leaders, trying to pursue them, that they should be given a chance.
Right, Akhilesh, with Shivraj Singh Chauhan there dropping hints that he is out of the race. We'll keep tracking the story and keep coming back to you for more on that. But unlike the BJP, the Congress has now, in fact, gone ahead and decided on their chief ministerial candidate, and that announcement was made by the Congress party. Revanth Reddy is going to be the chief minister who's going to be sworn in tomorrow. He has been the front runner as far as the CM post is concerned, even as the Congress weaved its campaign around him as far as the state of Telangana is concerned. The oath-taking ceremony expected at 11 a.m. on the 7th of December, and a few ministers are also expected to be sworn in along with Revanth Reddy. Now we have my colleague Uma joining us. But let's just listen in to reactions coming in before that.
Mr. D.K. Shivakumar and Manikrao Dakhareji has given detailed report on their observation about the CLP meeting. After considering this report and with the discussion with the senior leadership, Honorable Congress President decided to go with Revanth Reddy, our PCC President, as the new CLP of Telangana Legislative Party.
Well, moving on to more news, and today the Prime Minister paid his tribute when it comes to the death anniversary of BR Ambedkar, saying that he had dedicated his life to the welfare of the exploited and the deprived. Besides being the architect of the Constitution, he was an immortal champion of social harmony, is what Prime Minister Narendra Modi had to say of Ambedkar, who came from a Dalit family and rose to become one of the most important figures in Indian politics with his championing as far as the cause of the underprivileged is concerned on the 67th death anniversary. Let's just listen in to what the Chief Justice of India had to say.
आज का जो दिन है वो मैं समझता हूँ सारे देश में स्वर्ण अक्षर में लिखा हुआ दिन है। आज हम डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब भीमराव अम्बेडकर के जीवन के बारे में स्मरण करते हैं जी। वो संविधान के शिल्पकार थे जी, और जो उन्होंने मूलभूत सिद्धांत 75 साल पहले हमारे लिए अंकित किए, उनका हम पालन कर रहे हैं न्यायपालिका में। तो हम लोगों के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण दिन है, और इस साल उनका स्टैच्यू सुप्रीम कोर्ट में आया है जी। तो हमें लगता है कि साक्षात वो हमारे साथ हैं।
In other news now, the proceedings in both houses of Parliament resumed at 11 o'clock this morning on the third day of the ongoing winter session. The Rajya Sabha is likely to continue the discussion which was initiated yesterday on day 2 of the winter session on the prevailing economic situation when it comes to the country. And the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is also likely to table a statement showing the supplementary demands for grants in 2023-24 in the upper house. Switching tracks now, a DMK MP in Lok Sabha sparked a controversy on Tuesday by describing Hindi heartland states as Gaumutra states and said that the BJP can win elections only there and not in South India. BJP leaders back at the DMK and asked Congress leader Rahul Gandhi if he agreed with those insulting remarks which were made on day 2 of the Parliament of this winter session and of its India bloc partner against the North Indians, is what was asked of Rahul Gandhi. Now, participating in a debate in the lower house on 2 bills related to Jammu and Kashmir, DNV Senthil Kumar said that people of this country should think about the power of the BJP and how it's only winning elections in the heartland states of Hindi and what we generally call as Gaumutra states. And then, of course, it drew a lot of flack, and then eventually he had to tender an apology. He also went on to say that he will avoid using the kind of words that he used while describing the win of the BJP.
There was no controversy, there's no statement such as that, and it's not something like after Sanandan and this thing or all. See, I made some statement inside the house, and when I made that statement, there was the chairperson in the chair, there were the Home Minister was there in the house, the BJP members were there, alliance partners were there, and so many other people were there. And this specific topic, I've already used it before also in my parliament speeches. You can go to the records and see the old house of the parliament. It was 1.5 years before, during some other session. So it is not a controversial statement. If it was to be said as a controversial statement, it would have been brought up then. Maybe now it touches some person something, and it is only after you speak and come that people find it is a debatable and this thing. I think maybe I will try to avoid it next time, and I will try to use some other words to mention that what I really meant to say, that where the BJP is strong and getting their votes and this thing is. So that is what is main this thing about.
DMK के नेताओं के सनातन धर्म, हिंदुओं और हिंदी और उत्तर भारत के खिलाफ बयान आना, ये एक सोची समझी साजिश है, सुनियोजित रणनीति का हिस्सा है, जहां भारत और भारतीयों को नीचा दिखाने का कोई कसर कांग्रेस नहीं छोड़ रही। आप उत्तर प्रदेश के लोगों पर बार बार प्रहार करें, आपके सहयोगी दल उत्तर भारतीयों पर टिप्पणी करें और आपके होंठ सिले रहें, ऐसी क्या मजबूरी है जो राहुल गांधी सोनिया गांधी जी की चुप्पी जरूरी है?
Well, moving back to our top story, and that's Revanth Reddy, that will be becoming the Chief Minister of Telangana tomorrow. That announcement that was made by the Congress party yesterday. To get more on this, we have my colleague Uma Sudhir joining us. Uma, a decision which was left to Mallikarjun Kharge has been taken. The swearing-in ceremony will be taking place at about 11 o'clock tomorrow. Who all are expected to be there from the Congress party?
In fact, that time has now been postponed to 1:04 p.m. is what we are being told. And I'm here at LB Stadium, where you can see all the top officers of Telangana government in discussion with the Congress party officials to decide on the protocols and the arrangements. The DGP, Mr. Ravi Gupta, the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Sandeep Shandilia, all the senior officers, in fact, are here, and the protocol officer of protocol in charge of the Congress party. They're all here to decide on what happens next. Stadium once again after Dr. YSR. I have with me, in fact, the working president of the party, Mr. Mahesh Gaud. After what, 19 years, almost 22 decades, Congress going to take power and again in the stadium.
Yeah, up to 2014 we were in power. After 10 years we're coming back to power. And from the beginning we wanted the oath ceremony to be in public. So that is the reason we have selected LB Stadium, wherein we can accommodate 30 to 40,000 common people to witness the oath-taking ceremony. And from the beginning itself, Revanth wanted to take his oath ceremony in midst of people. That is the reason we have selected LB Stadium. Tomorrow morning, there is the news that it will be postponed, but 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So it's not yet confirmed, but there is a chance of getting postponed.
Mr. Reddy has in fact gone to Delhi to personally invite Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi. Are you expecting their presence? From what we understand from our police sources, that it could be possibly that they are all attending?
Yes. We are very particular about Madam Gandhi. She has given the statehood, so it's a special significance will be there if she is present at the oath-taking ceremony. Apart from Gandhi, Mrs. Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, and our national president Kharge also accepted to witness the event.
So it's going to be a grand event here, but our sources also saying that it could be an entire cabinet, not just Mr. Revanth Reddy, who could be taking oath tomorrow.
Yeah, cabinet members also will take oath, but how many members and who are they have to be finalized in Delhi. By this evening, we'll get the clarity.
Okay. When Dr. YSR took oath, he had in fact first signed his file for the free power. Yes. Is Mr. Revanth Reddy also going to do something like that?
Yes, Revanth is also going to sign a document related to farmers and unemployed youth. Mostly, we'll get the clarity by this evening.
Mr. Uttam Kumar Reddy and Bhatti Vikramarka had also put their hat in the ring, and they looked a little unhappy yesterday after the announcement. Have they now been convinced? Will they be also part of your cabinet?
Yesterday, Mr. KCG has told that it's a collective government. So, Mr. Uttam Reddy, Mr. Bhatti would also be the part of the government. So it will be a collective decision in future.
And you're trying to ensure regional representation, gender representation, seniority, all that will be accommodated in the cabinet?
Yes, definitely. It won't be like KCR's cabinet. It was a one-way cabinet. In our cabinet, all castes, all religions and all regions also would be accommodated.
One criticism could be there that Congress is once again becoming a Reddy party. Will that hold true, or you want to guard against something like that?
It won't be like that. Cabinet would be a culmination of all castes and communities, and what KCG told yesterday in Delhi, that would the cabinet and the government would be a collective government.
Okay, and you know, the Chief Minister was criticized for being inaccessible, for Pragati Bhavan being fortified. Your leaders have been saying that Pragati Bhavan will no longer be the way it was fortified. What changes are you anticipating? Has there been any decision taken on whether Mr. Revanth Reddy will be shifting in there?
Mr. Revanth Reddy has clearly told in Gandhi Bhavan 3 days back that Pragati Bhavan is a private Bhavan now. It's a government property. It's a Chief Minister's residence. It would be, hereafter it would be a Praja Bhavan. A common man in this Telangana state would have access to the Praja Bhavan.
Okay, thank you so much and best wishes tomorrow's ceremony. So, a grand ceremony planned here with the administration also, of course, cooperating with the new government in place. They have a new DGP, Mr. Ravi Gupta, who is in fact replaced Mr. Anjani Kumar, who had gone in to greet the leader of the Congress party, the Telangana Congress, after the results start coming in, and it was indicated that the Congress is going to be forming the government, but the EC took objection and had said that the model code of conduct has been violated, so he has been placed under suspension. But yes, the administration now making preparations for Lal Bahadur Stadium to be made into the venue of the swearing-in ceremony of Revanth Reddy, who has never been a minister before. He has always been in a party that's in the opposition, but he is hoping to take on the mantle of Chief Minister. He will be taking on the mantle of Chief Minister, and with a team that will be representative. Back to you.
Right, Uma, and with images of Revanth Reddy at 10 Janpath, just before that oath-taking ceremony that you're saying might just be postponed from 11 o'clock to about 1 p.m. tomorrow. So all eyes on that oath-taking ceremony which will take place. Moving on to more news now, the supporters of prominent Rajput leader Sukhdev Singh Gogamedi have called for a bandh as far as the state of Rajasthan is concerned after he was shot dead in his house in Jaipur. Gogamedi, who led a fringe outfit called Rashtriya Rajput Karni Sena, was shot dead by 3 men who had had tea with him at his house, and that is what the CC footage has gone on to show. Rohit Godara, a gangster closely associated with Goldie Barar and Lawrence Vishroy, has taken responsibility for the murder in a post on Facebook. Rohit Godara, this is the person behind that killing, and which is what is being demanded by the supporters of the prominent Rajput leader, asking for action to be taken, else they are asking for a statewide shutdown. Today, they're asking for a Jaipur bandh that is on accord of the kind of inaction that was taken on the as far as the police is concerned, because the Punjab police had warned the Rajasthan police. There was intel that there was a threat when it came to Gogamedi. He was under threat. He had gone in fact, asked for security, asked for protection, but that was not given to him. So far, the authorities there, the police there, asking for people to remain calm. 8 special police teams have been deployed in order to catch the shooters.
राष्ट्रीय कन्नी सेना के जो अध्यक्ष हमारे थे सुखदेव गोगामेडी जी, उनकी हत्या की गई और हम पूरा राजस्थान स्तब्ध है और बहुत दुख की लहर है पूरे राजस्थान में। जो ये हुआ बिल्कुल ऐसी चीज़ है कि जो अवॉइडेबल भी थी, क्योंकि उन्होंने कांग्रेस की सरकार 5 साल से है और उनको लगातार ये थ्रेट्स मिल रही थी। उन्होंने सरकार को कहा भी था कि मेरी सिक्योरिटी बढ़ाई जाए, लेकिन उनकी सिक्योरिटी नहीं बढ़ाई गई। ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की थी। वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट हम सब जानते हैं स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का क्या रवैया था। लॉ एंड ऑर्डर ज़ीरो था राजस्थान में, और अब जो ये हुआ है ये बहुत ही गलत हुआ है। और जो मैंने भी कल डीजीपी से बात की, कमिश्नर से बात की कि तुरंत जो हत्यारे हैं उनको गिरफ्तार किया जाए, और उसके बाद मैं ये कहना चाहूँगी कि जो कार्रवाई होती है उसके बाद जो फास्ट ट्रैक में कार्रवाई हो और जल्द से जल्द इनको सजा कड़ी से कड़ी मिलनी चाहिए।
हम चाहते हैं हमारे साथ न्याय। जिस तरीके का कुकर्ते सुखदेव सिंह के साथ हुआ है, उस कुकर्ते से पूरा राजस्थान, पूरा हिंदुस्तान आत्मीयता से अंदर से दुखी है। और जिस तरीके से एक व्यक्ति ने अपनी जिंदगी बचाने के लिए पूरी सरकार के सामने, पूरे प्रशासन के सामने, पूरे कानून के सामने उन्होंने दर की ठोकरें खाने, पूरा फीडबैक था सरकार और प्रशासन के पास कि उनको खतरा है, जान का खतरा है, और आखिर वही हुआ जो नहीं होना चाहिए था। इसलिए जनता आक्रोशित है। इस लड़ाई को हम न्याय के लिए लड़ रहे हैं। अब हम ये चाहते हैं कि अपराधियों को पकड़ा जाए, उनको जेलों में भेजा जाए।
इट्स अ फर्स्ट रिएक्शन, ये केवल पहला रिएक्शन है, तात्कालिक प्रतिक्रिया है, अभी तो शुरुआत है। ये मुख्यमंत्री बन रहे हैं, 3 राज्यों में पंचायतियां हो रही है, ये सब पंचायतियां बंद हो जाएगी क्योंकि जनता जनार्दन से बड़ा कोई नहीं है।
अपन यही सोच के चलेंगे पॉजिटिव कि भाई जितना जल्दी से जल्दी पकड़ में आए और इसका फैसला हो, उसी के पीछे अपन सब लोग यहाँ पे इकट्ठे हुए हैं। उसी हिसाब से भीड़ बढ़ती रहेगी जब तक इस चीज़ का अंजाम नहीं होगा।
हम जब तक बैठे रहेंगे, जब तक उनकी गिरफ्तारी नहीं होगी हत्यारों की, और जब तक न्याय नहीं मिलेगा, हम यहीं बैठे रहेंगे।
You know, the Sukhdev Singh Gogamedi murder has actually really sent shockwaves across Rajasthan. Now, various Rajput outfits have called for a bandh today in protest. They are angry with the police. There were intelligence inputs, in fact, even flagged by the Rajasthan police in March this year by the ATS, that, there is a threat perception to him. The Punjab police had apparently warned the Rajasthan police that a gang was working to eliminate him. And despite all that, he was not given, security. He had his own gunman, but he was shot inside his room. Now, if you look at the modus operandi of this entire killing, it is very similar to what Godara gang did with the Raju Tate murder in Sikar. What do? They use somebody to get close to the person. In this case, Shekhawat was used to get close to the person. Two of the accomplices went in with him, and then while they were having tea, they sat with him for about 10 minutes, and then after having tea, while he was looking down at his phone, they completely take him unawares and shoot him at very close quarters. They are not members of the gang, it is believed, according to police sources. They are probably hired assassins. They have been identified. One of them is from Haryana. The other one is from Nagaur. 8 police teams have been deployed to search them out. The DG has himself spoken to his counterpart in Haryana for help. The DGP of Police of Rajasthan, Mr. Umesh Mishra, has also appealed for peace, because remember, there is a Bandh call. Rajput groups are agitated. People are out in the streets. They are agitating. They are protesting. So a call for peace, and also senior police officials have been deployed to ensure that peace prevails in Rajasthan. That's another important part of the police's action today, to maintain law and order, catch the culprits as soon as possible. The Rajput Karni Sena, to which Gokameri belongs, is a fringe outfit. Remember, these were the same people who were behind the protests of Padmavat. He was apparently also tying for a Congress ticket. But they've always been on the political fringes, never been mainstream. Lokendra Kalvi, who was the founder of this outfit, also never got a ticket despite trying several times. So members of the Karni Sena and its offshoots have always been on the fringes, political fringes of society and also of politics. But they do have certain rabble-rousing, street fight kind of capabilities. And these we can see today as they are coming out on the streets of Rajasthan in protest. So also concern for the police to maintain law and order, and at the same time unravel this case by catching those culprits. Godara has of course claimed responsibility for this. He is also wanted by the NIA and is also wanted in the killing of Raju Tate.
जयपुर में श्री राजपूत करनी सेना के अध्यक्ष सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेड़ी की हत्या के मामले में राजस्थान पुलिस ने दोनों शूटरों की पहचान कर ली है। एक शूटर नितिन फौजी है जो कि हरियाणा के महेंद्रगढ़ का रहने वाला है। दूसरा शूटर रोहित राठौर है जो कि नागपुर का रहने वाला है। पुलिस सूत्रों के मुताबिक ये दोनों शूटर संपत नेहरा, रोहित गोदारा और लॉरेंस बिश्नोई गैंग से जुड़े हुए हैं और इनको खास तौर से सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेड़ी की हत्या के लिए हायर किया गया था। पुलिस ने उस कार की पहचान भी कर ली है जिस कार से ये दोनों शूटर आए थे। इस मामले में पंजाब पुलिस ने 14 मार्च को राजस्थान पुलिस को एक पत्र लिखा था जिसमें ये कहा था कि बठिंडा जेल में बंद संपत नेहरा सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेड़ी की हत्या की प्लानिंग कर रहा है और ये हत्या वो अपने गुर्गों के जरिए करवा सकता है। इसके लिए वो जेल के बाहर AK-47 की भी व्यवस्था कर रहा है, यानी कि हत्या को वो AK-47 से अंजाम दिलवा सकता है। पत्र में ये भी कहा गया था कि सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेड़ी की हत्या के बाद राजस्थान में सांप्रदायिक माहौल खराब हो सकता है और दंगे फैल सकते हैं। इसके बाद 14 मार्च को ही जो राजस्थान ATS के DIG हैं उन्होंने ADG सिक्योरिटी राजस्थान को एक पत्र लिखा था और इस मामले में कार्रवाई करने के लिए कहा था, लेकिन कोई कार्रवाई नहीं हुई और राजस्थान पुलिस हाथ पर हाथ धरे बैठी रही और इसके बाद जो सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेड़ी हैं उनकी हत्या उनके घर पर कर दी गई। तो इस मामले में जो राजस्थान पुलिस है वो लगातार इस गैंगस्टरों के नेटवर्क को खंगाल रही है। हालांकि हत्या की जिम्मेदारी लेने वाला रोहित गोदारा देश से बाहर है और सोशल मीडिया के जरिए उसने हत्या की जिम्मेदारी ली है। अब सवाल यह है कि आखिर इस हत्याकांड को अंजाम क्यों दिया गया। पुलिस सूत्रों के मुताबिक मृतक सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेड़ी पर भी कुछ मामले दर्ज हैं और ये बात भी सामने आई है कि वो लगातार जो लॉरेंस बिश्नोई गैंग हैं उसके जो राइवल्स हैं उसके साथ मिला हुआ था। क्योंकि रोहित गुजारा ने अपने जो सोशल मीडिया पर पोस्ट लिखा है उसमें कहा है कि जो सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेड़ी है वो लगातार उसके दुश्मनों का साथ दे रहा है, इसीलिए उसकी हत्या करवाई गई है। लेकिन सूत्रों के मुताबिक राजस्थान में जो ज़मीनों पर कब्जे हैं, शराब के कारोबार का जो पैसा है, लिकर के कारोबार में जो पैसा है और रंगदारी है, इन तमाम चीज़ों से जो गैंगस्टर्स हैं वो पैसा कमाते हैं। और गैंगस्टर अनंत पाल की हत्या के बाद राजस्थान में रोहित गोदारा उसका पूरा काम देख रहा है और उसने लॉरेंस बिश्नोई से हाथ मिला लिया है। जांच के दौरान कुछ चीज़ें इस तरह की सामने आ रही हैं कि जो सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेड़ी थे वो भी कुछ ज़मीनों के कब्जे में जुड़े हुए थे। इसको लेकर जो दूसरे राइवल गैंग हैं उनके बीच में टकराव हुआ और इसके बाद लॉरेंस बिश्नोई गैंग ने, गोल्डी बराड़ गैंग ने सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेड़ी की हत्या की प्लानिंग की। तो अभी इस पूरे मामले को लेकर जो गैंगस्टरों का नेटवर्क है उसको पूरा देखा जा रहा है और जो शूटर्स थे वो किस तरह से संपत नेहरा, रोहित गोदारा, लॉरेंस बिश्नोई से जुड़े हुए थे, इसको लेकर जांच चल रही है। हथियार उनके पास कैसे पहुंचे इसको लेकर जांच चल रही है और किस तरह से ये राजस्थान जयपुर पहुंचे इसको लेकर पूरी जांच की जा रही है।
Switching tracks now, the India bloc meet called by Congress has been postponed. This as multiple allies said that they won't be able to attend the meeting. The alliance, which had already seen a friction, is facing a bigger test of survival after the Congress lost the 3 state elections. To get more on this, we have my colleague Sunil Prabhu joining us. Sunil, key players skipping that crucial meeting is the reason why that meeting is not taking place today. Do you have a date on when this meeting can take place?
There is a meeting that is going to take place of the India Alliance partners today. And that is, of course, of the parliamentary party, the floor leaders, and, basically to find some bonhomie. But as you rightly pointed out, because of the fact that the Congress was decimated, and that's the reason why everybody wants to send a loud message, loud and clear to the Congress party that they can't continue to be a big brother. And that's the reason why they stayed away, and now they're trying to find a suitable date on the 18th or 19th in the third week of December to really foster and see if the India Alliance can be an effective opposition to the BJP-led NDA led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the run-up to 2024. All political parties realize that it's imperative on them to work together despite their differences. And as we have been pointing out, there will definitely be opposition. As we pointed out, the third front or united front is always a mirage. For example, the left, when the Congress will continue to fight in West Bengal as well as in Kerala, where there are opposing parties. And in the similar manner, the Congress will have to take that big political call of fighting with the Aam Aadmi Party together in Delhi, or for that matter in Punjab. And these are decisions that ultimately have to be taken if the Congress party has to go ahead and finally work together with like-minded parties to take on the BJP if it has to be in the reckoning in 2024 Lok Sabha polls.
And with that, we're slipping into a very short break. News and updates will continue on the other side. To stay with us.
This World AIDS Day, join the fight against HIV. I'm Ayushman Khurrana. This World AIDS Day on the 1st of December, come be a part of the Banega Swasth India campaign and be the change with me. One World Hygiene, 10 kadam, 10 kadam.
How often have you turned away from debates that descend into endless fights? We bring you a show where every question is answered, where every debate finds its resolution, where every story finds its conclusion, where opinions collide but facts prevail, where stories unfold with insights and trust. When the noise ends, the last word begins.
you something. I'll give you a little story of something that we did about maybe 15 years ago. At that time, we didn't know we were doing AI. It just looked like a smart algorithm. Now, it'll probably be classified as AI, okay? Or borderline AI, right? So at Naukri, we've got 80 million resumes. Recruitment managers come, log in, and they search this database of resumes to try and identify candidates they want to contact to hire them. Now, because the 80 million resumes, we have a problem of plenty. So the HR manager, the recruitment manager, puts in some criteria, say BTech computer science qualification, 3 to 5 years experience, and keywords Java, C++, right? Location Bangalore, right? He puts these in the structured fields, and maybe 500,000 matches are found. Now, there are many, many, many unarticulated criteria which the recruitment manager cannot put in the form. But the moment he sees the CV, he says yes, no basis, judgment. So and therefore what used to happen was that in the first page of the finds, he'd find 2 relevant resumes, although they all matched the criteria he put down. Page 2 and 3, nothing. Page 5, 3 more. So it would take him about 100 pages to get 50 good resumes. That would take him maybe half an hour to 45 minutes, right? And we said, is there a way we can identify these unarticulated criteria and somehow put all the relevant ones at the top on the first page? If you can save about a half an hour of your client's time.
And you managed to do that successfully?
Yes, we developed an algorithm.
Come back. Let's just cut across to Lok Sabha on day 3 of the winter session. Piyush Goyal is speaking in the Lok Sabha.
पहचान पत्र है वो लेके वन नेशन वन राशन कार्ड के तहत जो टेक्नोलॉजी मोदी जी ने देश को दी है, आज व्यक्ति देश में किधर भी जाए उसको राशन मिलेगा, जब चाहे उसको राशन मिलेगा, टुकड़ों में चाहे तो टुकड़ों में मिलेगा। ये देश को जोड़ने का काम टेक्नोलॉजी की सहायता से किया गया। कृपया करके देश को बांटने का काम बंद करो, माइग्रेशन की बात मत करो। ये टुकड़े टुकड़े की मानसिकता देश को बहुत खतरनाक नुकसान दे रही है। कभी कोई इनका व्यक्ति बोलता है दक्षिण भारत में कुछ है, उत्तर भारत में कुछ है। क्या ये सब अपने आप को एसोसिएट करते हैं उस माननीय सांसद से जिसने देश में आपके सदन में कल जो वक्तव्य दिया था, क्या ये उससे अपने आप को जोड़ के, क्या ये इंडिया अलायंस के सब माननीय सांसद इस प्रकार से देश को तोड़ना चाहते हैं? ये जरूर इसका जवाब देना चाहिए।
क्वेश्चन नंबर 44 श्री राजेश नारायण भाई।
प्रश्न संख्या 44।
माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, उत्तर सभा पटल पर प्रस्तुत है।
माननीय सदस्य।
माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, मैं आपके माध्यम से मंत्री जी से जानना चाहता हूं कि किसानों को गन्ना भुगतान जारी करने और चीनी क्षेत्र को वित्तीय संकट से बाहर लाने के लिए केंद्र सरकार द्वारा पिछले 9 वर्षों में कितनी वित्तीय सहायता प्रदान की गई है और इसमें गुजरात राज्य को कितनी राशि जारी की गई?
मैंने मौका दिया ना, मैंने उनको मौका दिया। सप्लीमेंट्री माननीय मंत्री जी।
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, यह विभाग के नियमों के अनुसार चीनी विकास निधि ऋणों के पुनर्जीवित के लिए दिनांक 3 जनवरी 2022 को संशोधित दिशा निर्देश जारी किए गए थे। जो हमारी 5 थी उनको हम पहले दे चुके हैं। अब 2 शेष बची हैं, उनके लिए पुनर्विचार के लिए रखा गया। लेकिन अभी मैं एक आपको जानकारी देते हुए मुझे खुशी हो रही है कि हमारा ये विभाग, जहां माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी देश को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने के लिए भारतवासियों का आह्वान करते हैं, उसी क्षेत्र में मेरा विभाग यानी उपभोक्ता खाद्य सार्वजनिक वितरण विभाग एथेनॉल के क्षेत्र में या शुगर मिल में जो
It's day 3 of the winter session. The Rajya Sabha is likely to continue the discussion initiated yesterday on the prevailing economic situation in the country. But in the Lok Sabha, we just heard Piyush Goyal there talking about not dividing the country. Moving on now to the cyclone which made landfall in Andhra Pradesh yesterday has weakened into a depression, is likely to move northwards and weaken further into a well-marked low pressure. But it continues to bring about rainfall when it comes to Andhra Pradesh, Telangana as well as Chhattisgarh, Vidarbha and Odisha as well. Odisha, 6 districts have been on alert since yesterday. When we talk about the kind of rainfall that's been received in Andhra Pradesh, especially in Bapla, which is where, the cyclone hit the land, that is where landfall was made. Bapla has received about 63 millimeters of rainfall. But when we just compare it to the kind of rainfall that was received, say, in Tamil Nadu, especially in Chennai, over 500 millimeters of rainfall was recorded in a matter of 48 hours in the airport area, which led to the airport shutting down, which led to 1,000 flights being affected as far as the country is concerned. Because of the shutdown, operations did start off as of yesterday, but inundation continues as far as low-lying areas are concerned in Chennai, which is why the power supply in those areas remains to be cut off. 80% of the power supply is back, but those are the areas where the inundation has improved. But here, visuals on your screen of the impact. I mean, this is the first cyclone that one is seeing that has made more of an impact before it hit land, before it made landfall, and that is because it stayed at sea. It was stagnant. It was about 90 kilometers from Chennai, and it gathered strength. It became a very severe cyclone, and it was struggling to recurve towards Andhra Pradesh, and which is why the impact and the brunt of this cyclone was actually faced by Chennai instead of Andhra Pradesh.
The fury of Cyclone Michaung was in full force in coastal Andhra Pradesh as it made landfall with wind speeds of 90 to 110 kilometers per hour from 2:30 p.m. onwards on Tuesday.
The impact of it will remain for the next few hours.
Over 200 millimeters rainfall recorded in Bapatla, which is just north of the landfall spot. And even in Machilipatnam in Krishna district, about 90 kilometers from the landfall area.
Here, first of all, the impact is when compared to Tamil Nadu is less. The second thing is that whatever these areas are there, which are the coast is somewhat some extent was protected by the mangrove forest, so the impact will also be less. So the third factor is that when compared to the sea level, this particular geographical area is low to the above mean sea level. That is also the thing. Keeping in view of that, and we have shifted these people to the safer places.
Flights from Tirupati have been disrupted. Highways from Andhra Pradesh to Tamil Nadu are shut. Hundreds have been stranded. NDRF and SDRF teams are in action. The paddy crop ruined, putting farmers in distress, and the coastal damage takes its toll on the fishing community.
ప్రభుత్వం తగిన చర్య తీసుకోవాలని రైతాంగం కోరుతుంది. ప్రభుత్వం మీరు ఏం అడిగాక మీరు కోరుతున్నారు? నష్టపరిహారం, పంట నష్టపరిహారాన్ని భర్తీ చేయాలని, రైతాంగాన్ని ఆదుకోవాలని ప్రభుత్వాన్ని కోరుకుంటున్నాం. సరే, మీలాంటి రైతులు చాలా మందికి ఇలాగే లుక్సాన్ పడినారు. అవును. దాన్ని మీరేమనుకుంటారు?
ఇది రైతుకి తీరని నష్టం అండి. రైతు అనే ఎవరైనా తీరని నష్టం. మరి ఈ పంట పండి 6 కాలాలు 6 నెలలు పండించి
I'm just about 50 to 60 kilometers away from Bapatla. The region is very slippery here. I'm in one of the paddy fields, which is one of the regions that are posing to be a big challenge here for several authorities, because most of these paddy fields are inundated.
Let's get you news coming in. The supporters of prominent Rajput leader Sukhdev Singh Goga Mehdi have called for a Rajasthan Bandh today after he was shot dead at his residence in Jaipur. He is a prominent leader of the Rashtriya Rajput Karni Sena. He was shot dead by 3 men who were having tea with him at his house, and that is what the CCTV footage has gone on to show. But it's Rohit Godara, a gangster closely associated with Goli Barar and Lawrence Bishnoi, who's gone ahead and taken responsibility. Now, let's just go across to Harsha. Jaipur Bandh is what the supporters are asking for, saying that if action is not taken, they will go ahead with a statewide shutdown. Because there was intel regarding that threat. The Punjab police had warned the Rajasthan police. He had gone ahead and asked for security, but none of that was provided.
Well, yes, that appears to be the case because there is documentary evidence. There are letters from the Punjab police to the Rajasthan police. The Rajasthan ATS had also flagged the police, in March this year that there was a threat to him, and no security was provided. He has his personal security, of course. So that gunman is in fact also the one of the people who shot at these people when this entire episode happened. This very unfortunate episode happened at his house. There has been a Bandh call across Rajasthan, and we are seeing that by and large, private vehicles are applying, but by and large, public transport is off the road, and the markets are also shut more or less across Rajasthan.
Right, Harsha, it brings to mind Sidhu Moosewala's case, who was also shot down outside his house in Mansa. This took place as well, and Lawrence Bishnoi group is the one perhaps responsible for that shootout as well. Take us through the demands of the people. We can see that protest taking place, people out in large numbers, asking for that Jaipur Bandh today. They want action, but like you've mentioned, the person who's taken responsibility, Rohit Godara, is not in the country.
But they would like action, against the police also for not having acted earlier, and also the two shooters who are obviously hired assassins. Now, like you were talking about the Moosewala murder, even the murder of Raju Tate, all these murders have a very strong, parallels, because if you see, they all approach known, then they go and sit with the victim for a bit, or they approach him through a known victim, so the victim is kind of always on alert but lets his guard down, and that's when these hired assassins do the killing. So definitely on the lookout for those two people. They've been identified. There are about 8 police teams which are searching for them, but apart from that, they also want action against the fact that there was no security was not provided to Goga Medi.
Right, Harsha. We also heard Diya Kumari, who's in the running for the Chief Minister's position in the state, blaming the Congress party, saying it was highly avoidable given the fact that there were threats that were made known to the police in the state, and yet no action was taken then. No security was provided, and here, of course, the supporters out in large numbers, something that happened also at the time of Sidhu Moosewala's death.
Yes, absolutely. That is definitely the case. It's also going to have a political fallout. So I think that's another reason why all the politicians are speaking out, because, the Rajput Karni Sena is, it's a fringe element, but it's the element which you could see in the Padmavat protest. So definitely the Rajput community, they have a certain pockets of support in the Rajput community, and they may not be mainstream, politically influential, but they definitely are a fringe element which has a certain street fighting capacity, which politicians and which has been used. When the Padmavat protests were happening, these people were definitely at the forefront of it.
Right, Harsha, thank you for getting us all those details. We will keep tracking the story. As you can see on your screens, that major protest that's taking place, asking for a Jaipur Bandh, and if no action is taken, the supporters are going on to say that they are going to move for a statewide shutdown if the need be. We'll get you more details on the other side of a short break.
This World AIDS Day, join the fight against HIV. I'm Ayushman Khurrana. This World AIDS Day on the 1st of December, come be a part of the Banega Swasth India campaign and be the change with me. One World Hygiene, 10 Kadam, 10 Kadam.
How often have you turned away from debates that descend into endless fights? We bring you a show where every question is answered, where every debate finds its resolution, where every story finds its conclusion, where opinions collide but facts prevail, where stories unfold with insights and trust. When the noise ends, the last word begins.
Give us a sort of profile without disclosing too much of it. But you know, the kind of startups that excite you today. Because Zomato, Policy Bazaar, Naukri, great innings. But I'm wondering today, what kind of companies, what are the elements of these companies?
So I'll tell you, we don't do it top down. We don't say, hey, this is a good sector, let's go for it. If we'd done that in 2010, we would never have invested in Zomato because there was no restaurant listing sector. We would not have done Policy Bazaar in 2008 because there was no insurance comparison sector. We look at companies that are creating new categories, entrepreneurs, breaking new ground. And therefore, we do it bottom up. We meet 1,000 startups a quarter, or at least look at 1,000 startups a quarter, meet maybe about 500, and we invest in 3 or 4 a quarter.
Okay.
Okay. And we start with first principles, bottom up. Is there some evidence of natural traction? Is there some indication that the value proposition is so good that the customer will really want this? Are customers using it? Are they happy? Are they coming back again and again? Is the company getting some sales? Right? Are customers paying real money for this? And is that real money higher than the cost? So that's the first thing. Then we look at the quality of the team and the founders. Right? And then maybe 100 other things. But these two are absolutely important. Very important also is there some IP that is being created or potentially can be created? Mm-hmm. Right? That matters. Because IP is what I think gives superior margins, builds a moat, and provides longevity to a business. Right? So at Naukri, we have built pretty serious IP. A lot of it is not known in the public, it's not talked about, but all our resume database is the largest in the country. The kind of algorithms we use to search our resume database are fairly unique to us. Right? In the company, we've got an AI, ML, analytics team in excess of 40 or 50 people, which is one of the largest for an Indian internet company in this country. We believe that gives us a serious edge.
This show isn't just about news from the southern states. It's one that looks at the rest of India and the world from a diverse South India point of view, because NDTV has always taken the southern view seriously.
The Southern View with Veera Raghav, only on NDTV 24x7.
This World AIDS Day, join the fight against HIV. I'm Ayushman Khurrana. This World AIDS Day on the 1st of December, come be a part of the Banega Swasth India campaign and be the change with me. One World Hygiene, 10 kadam, 10 kadam.
Welcome back. Let's get you the latest from Gaza Strip. And Israel says its troops are in the heart of Khan Yunis. After bombarding the southern city overnight, Khan Yunis lies in the southern part of the Gaza Strip. The Israeli military has gone on to report that the most intense day of fighting took place since their ground operations began in late October. Dozens were reported killed as far as the airstrikes by the Israeli side is concerned. The resumption of fighting has intensified the hunger crisis in Gaza, is what the UN Food Programme has gone on to say. And ISRO continues to surprise India with Chandrayaan-3. Now the orbiting satellite of the mission called the Propulsion, which is orbiting the moon, has been extracted from the moon's orbit and placed in an orbit around Earth. Very critical, but also very important to learn, as in order to prepare for sample return missions from the moon. ISRO has gone on to say, terming the operation a unique experiment. The primary objective of the mission was to demonstrate a soft landing near the lunar south polar region and perform experiments using the instruments on the Vikram lander and the Pragyan rover. The spacecraft was launched on the 14th of July this year.
In a very unique experiment, the Indian Space Research Organization today brought the propulsion module of the Chandrayaan-3 mission. The propulsion module, which was orbiting around the moon for such a long time, has now been brought back into the orbit of Earth. A very important experiment and an important learning when India wants to conduct its sample return mission, which could well be the next lunar mission for India. This learning would come very handy. The ISRO chief, Mr. S. Somanath, told me it was a risky, unconventional operation, and the scientists at the Indian Space Research Organization successfully completed this, and now the propulsion module or the satellite of Chandrayaan-3 is safely orbiting around Earth. The original plan for Chandrayaan-3 was to demonstrate soft landing on the moon, and that happened way back in August. Just as Vikram and Pragyan were going to sleep, ISRO did a hop experiment on the moon surface where they lifted Vikram up and brought it back to the lunar surface. Again, essential learning for a sample return mission. Now, this experiment where the propulsion module which was going around the moon has now been brought home in an orbit around Earth is also a very important learning for a sample return mission. In essence, at the cost of a single mission, the Indian scientist and ISRO has given us an opportunity and made use of the resources which would have gone into making of 3 missions. So a single mission giving benefits of 3 missions. Frugal technology deployed very effectively to help India master a sample return mission. Prime Minister Narendra Modi now wants the Indian Space Research Organization to send an Indian man to the moon and bring him back by 2040. All of this will come handy towards that. In New Delhi, Pallav Bagla for NDTV.
Switching tracks now to Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra program that was organized in Jammu and Kashmir's Poonch. The people have interacted with the concerned authorities of different departments for different governmental schemes. The achievements of the government for the development projects in the area were also highlighted in the program. The people, along with the government officials, took a pledge to contribute to the development of the area as well as the country. And the Adani Group is committed to support differently abled people in a large-scale employment fair that was held in Mundra. 111 differently abled people were hired by the group. The candidates received employment in the Adani Group and other companies located in and around Mundra. 50 other candidates received equipment support in order to become self-employed. Since 2014, the Adani Foundation is dedicated to mainstream differently abled people through their project for supporting them in their journey towards self-reliance. Jeet Adani, the director of the Adani Group, has said, as a society, each one of us should contribute to this cause and pledge to contribute wholeheartedly to this mission. Now, a day after the website of Zerodha faced an outage with many users reporting login issues, the CEO of the popular online stockbroker issued an apology for glitches in the last 2 months. 2 glitches in 2 months, and Monday's outage came on a day when Sensex and Nifty hit record highs, prompting several users to take to social media in order to complain. Now, in a statement that's been issued by the founder and the CEO, he's acknowledged that the issue and has gone on to assure users the mechanisms now that have been put in place in order to prevent such things from happening. In the business updates post shared in August this year, the CEO said that he had gone on to mention how he hadn't had any large technical issues for a couple of years. But unfortunately, 2 episodes have taken place consecutively in quick succession in the last 2 months, affecting between 5 to about 20% of their active customers. Now in some entertainment news, Bollywood superstar Shah Rukh Khan, along with his wife as well as his children and mother-in-law, was out there rooting for his daughter Suhana, who is making her debut in the film Archies, that's being made under the banner of Zoya Akhtar. The 51-year-old actor, who himself is busy with his upcoming film Donkey, was there to root for his daughter on her big night, and for the event he went one step ahead, wore an Archies t-shirt as well. And there you have the Bachchan family all out in order to support Agastya. That is Amitabh Bachchan's grandson. There you can see Jaya Bachchan as well as Nikhil Nanda and Shweta Bachchan, the parents of Agastya, along with Agastya's sister there, Navya Naveli. And there you have Aishwarya, Abhishek and the whole family along with Aradhya.
Yeah, ma'am. Bachchan.
What is it about the governance lapses that we've seen in recent times that have been allowed to escalate in the Indian startup universe? And we're not getting into specifics here, but you have boards and you have hefty investors, and you think there's a lot of wisdom sitting around the table, and yet these things happen. Why?
I think very simply, when investors go in, they diligence the company, they diligence the founder, and they conclude that the founder is honest and trustworthy, right? And that is the case in 95% of the situations. Most Indian founders are trustworthy and honest, right? But there are maybe 2, 3, 4, 5% who perhaps are not that clean, right? And those are the cases that have got highlighted actually. And now having said that, I think a lot will depend on what actions investors take after they discover this. And you certainly can't let things be. That's not a good idea in my view.
Is there a middle sort of category of governance lapses, which is, you know, chasing growth at the cost of strong processes? I mean, I'm trying to understand if there's a redeeming type of mistake or governance path.
So you can make mistakes of business judgment, right? Those are honest mistakes. But stuff where you have been taking money out of the company, taking kickbacks,
I mean, that's
on an integrity issue. So really, when you're talking governance lapses, the big ones are where there's an integrity issue. Right? If there's a process lapse here or a process lapse there, you know, you'll say, okay, fix it. Make sure it doesn't happen again.
Or just not scaling up checks and balances to match the, you know, the growth.
This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV 24x7.
Good afternoon and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Rishika Barua. The big story we're tracking at this hour is from Rajasthan, where protests have clearly intensified after the murder of a Karni Sena leader. Those are latest visuals that we're getting to you from across at least 3 different cities right now where we're reporting on protests. There are protests in Jaipur, protests in Jodhpur, and protests that have intensified even in Ajmer. So Karni Sena supporters out there in on the streets of Rajasthan at the moment, demanding justice for their leader who was shot dead in broad daylight. We will continue to get you all the very latest from Ground Zero in Rajasthan. Our team of reporters have fanned out to cover the latest developments on this big story. Before we get you that, a quick check on the headlines. Will the BJP effect generational change across the Hindi heartland? If sources are to be believed, the BJP could consider fresh faces in 3 states. A late-night meeting at the Prime Minister's residence between Amit Shah and JP Nadda took place. No decisions have been made public yet. Chief Justice of India speaks exclusively to NDTV. He says it's not just lawyers and judges, but every citizen should follow Baba Sahib's principles. He said this on the occasion of marking the death anniversary of Baba Sahib Ambedkar. Gaumutra Rao in Parliament, the DMK MP says BJP can only win in Gaumutra states. His comments were expunged. He later came out and apologized amid criticism. Meanwhile, Anurag Thakur has hit out at the India bloc, saying they've humiliated Sanatan again. Karni Sena leader shot dead on camera. There's been a call for a bandh across Rajasthan by Karni Sena supporters as protests have intensified across several parts, demanding an arrest of the culprits. The BJP, meanwhile, has attacked the Congress over lack of security for the Karni leader. Tiger Revanth rose to the top spot. Revanth Reddy will take oath as the Chief Minister of Telangana tomorrow as the Congress firms up its decision. He was at 10 Janpath, the head of the swearing-in. Cyclone weakens into a deep depression. Heavy rain likely in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Chhattisgarh and Orissa. This as Chennai, at least 10% of the city is still inundated and without power. Well, our top focus story is from Rajasthan, where the supporters of prominent Rajput leader Sukhdev Singh Gogamedi have called for a bandh in Rajasthan today after he was shot dead in his Jaipur home. This is a murder that was caught on camera. Protests, meanwhile, have intensified across several parts of Rajasthan. Gogamedi, remember, led a fringe outfit called the Rashtriya Rajput Karni Sena. Many of you would recall that this is the organization, the Karni Sena, that had actually spearheaded the protest against the Deepika Padukone film Padmavat. Now, the leader was in fact shot dead by 3 men who was sitting down and having a cup of tea with him in his living room. The CCTV footage very clearly shows that these 3 people are sitting with him having a cup of tea, after which they in fact shot him. The last bullet was fired in his head. Rohit Godara, a gangster closely associated with the gangs of Goldie Brar and Lawrence Bishnoi, has taken responsibility for the murder in a Facebook post. The supporters of prominent Rajput leader Sukhdev Singh Gogamedi have meanwhile called for a bandh across the state of Rajasthan. A Jaipur bandh has in fact come into effect after he was shot dead in his house. They've also threatened a statewide shutdown if action is not taken to arrest the culprits. Intel, meanwhile, suggested that Gogamedi was under threat. He was also not given security by the Rajasthan police, despite the fact that he asked for security. NDTV is in possession of a letter that was written by the Punjab police warning the Rajasthan police of a threat to his life. What we are learning is that sharpshooters were hired from Haryana and Rajasthan to carry out the killing of Gogamedi, and now 8 special police teams have been deployed in order to catch the shooters. Because remember, the demand as far as the protesters are concerned is very clearly bring the culprits to book, arrest the culprits who have killed their leader. Now, before this intensifies into a larger Rajput versus Jat agitation and spirals across Rajasthan, 8 special police teams have been put into place in order to nab the culprits. What you can see on your screens is CCTV footage of the Karni Sena leader being shot dead at his residence. And parallelly, what you're also seeing are protests that have intensified across different parts of Rajasthan. So protests intensifying at the moment in Jodhpur, parts of Jaipur and even Ajmer. This after the Karni Sena yesterday had called for a statewide bandh, demanding that the Rajasthan police arrest the culprits immediately. Very dramatic and very disturbing visuals there. Viewer discretion is advised of those of that killing in broad daylight in the home of the leader. It's shocking. These 3 shooters actually sat with him, had a cup of tea, and then are seen firing guns and killing him. Meanwhile, while of course the protest has intensified, this has also led to a huge political row. In fact, those are latest pictures we're getting to you from Udaipur, where protests have also spiraled. It has also become a huge political standpoint between the Congress and the BJP, because remember, Diya Kumari, one of the BJP MPs who fought this election and has won as an MLA now, has come out and said that this killing is as a result of Congress apathy towards the Karni Sena leader. He asked for security, he wasn't given, and therefore the BJP now holding the Congress
responsible for the murder. Let's listen into that political reaction and we'll get you the latest on the protest.
श्री कर्नी सेना के जो अध्यक्ष हमारे थे सुखदेव गोगामेडी जी, उनका कल उनकी हत्या की गई और हम पूरा राजस्थान स्तब्ध है और बहुत दुख की लहर है पूरे राजस्थान में। जो ये हुआ बिल्कुल ऐसी चीज़ है कि जो अवॉइडेबल भी थी, क्योंकि उन्होंने कांग्रेस की सरकार 5 साल से है और उनको लगातार ये थ्रेट्स मिल रही थी। उन्होंने सरकार को कहा भी था कि मेरी सिक्योरिटी बढ़ाई जाए, लेकिन उनकी सिक्योरिटी नहीं बढ़ाई गई। ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की थी। वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट हम सब जानते हैं स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का क्या रवैया था। लॉ एंड ऑर्डर ज़ीरो था राजस्थान में और अब जो ये हुआ है ये बहुत ही गलत हुआ है। और जो मैंने भी कल डीजीपी से बात की, कमिश्नर से बात की कि तुरंत जो हत्यारे हैं उनको गिरफ्तार किया जाए और उसके बाद मैं ये कहना चाहूँगी कि जो कार्रवाई होती है उसके बाद जो फास्ट ट्रैक में कार्रवाई हो और जल्द से जल्द इनको सज़ा कड़ी से कड़ी मिलनी चाहिए।
Strong reaction actually coming in from the BJP. Meanwhile, I want to go across to Mubarak Khan joining us live from Jaipur. At the moment, I can see an empty street behind you. We're getting quite, some very dramatic pictures coming in from different parts of Rajasthan at the moment. Jodhpur, Udaipur, Ajmer, Jaipur. Protests of the Karni, Sena spiraling. Get us up to speed with what is the situation on the ground where you are right now.
जी देखिए, फिलहाल हम राजधानी जयपुर के खातीपुरा इलाके में खड़े हैं, जहां आप मेरे पीछे देख सकते हैं दूर तक जो है प्रदर्शनकारी ही नज़र आते हैं। ये रोड पूरी तरीके से एकदम आम आदमी के लिए बंद कर दिया गया है। केवल इमरजेंसी जो सेवाएं हैं वो चालू है, मेडिकल खुले हैं, अस्पताल खुले हैं, उसके अलावा जो तमाम जो चीज़ें हैं वो बंद कर दी गई है। और ऐसा ही हाल पूरे राजस्थान भर के अलग अलग ज़िलों में नज़र आता है। आप देखिए, तस्वीरों में भी देखा होगा अलग अलग ज़िलों में किस तरह की जो स्थितियाँ, यहाँ तक कि सार्वजनिक परिवहन की जो सुविधाएँ हैं, यहाँ राजस्थान रोडवेज की कई इलाकों में बस सर्विस जो है वो भी बंद कर दी गई है। जो सिटी बस सर्विस थी वो भी जयपुर में बंद कर दी गई है और केवल इमरजेंसी जो सुविधाएं हैं वो अभी फ़िलहाल खुली हैं। और अब तक पुलिस के हाथ जो आरोपी हैं उन तक नहीं पहुंच पाए हैं, पुलिस उनको अब तक गिरफ्तार नहीं कर पाई है। अब तक बड़ा अपडेट ये सामने आया है कि जो 2 आरोपी हैं उनको चिन्हित जरूर कर लिया गया है। एक है रोहित राठौड़ तो दूसरे हैं विनीत फौजी। इन दोनों आरोपियों की चिन्हित हो चुके हैं, लेकिन पुलिस की गिरफ्त से अब तक दूर है। हालांकि अंदर खाने ये जानकारी जरूर मिल रही है कि इन दोनों को बहुत जल्द पुलिस अपनी गिरफ्त में ले लेगी और उसके बाद ये हत्या के जो तमाम जो कारण थे वो साफ हो पाएंगे। हालांकि इस पूरी घटना की जो जिम्मेदारी है लॉरेंस बिश्नोई गैंग के जो गुर्गे हैं उन्होंने ली है, रोहित गोदारा ने लिया और फेसबुक पोस्ट करके उन्होंने ये जानकारी दी कि इस हत्या की पूरी तरीके से जिम्मेदारी हम लेते हैं। कहीं ना कहीं शेखावाटी और नागौर इलाके में राजपूत और जाट के बीच में जो लड़ाई इन दोनों समाजों और दोनों गैंगों के बीच में जो चलती आई है उसी का नतीजा हम कह सकते हैं कि सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेडी को निशाना बनाया गया। कल 3 आरोपी उनके घर पर पहुंचते हैं और उनके घर पर पहुंचकर ताबड़तोड़ जो है फायर कर देते हैं और एक गोली उनके सीने में लगती है, दूसरी उनके माथे में लगती है और जिससे उनकी मौके पर ही मौत हो जाती है। और वहाँ मौजूद 2 अन्य लोगों को भी गोली मार दी जाती है। हालांकि वो 2 अन्य अभी भी अस्पताल में मौत और जिंदगी के बीच में संघर्ष कर रहे हैं। लेकिन जब आरोपी यहाँ से गोलियाँ चलाकर फरार होते हैं और काफ़ी हद तक वो सफल भी हम कह सकते हैं कि गोलियां मारकर उनके घर से निकल जाते हैं, बीच रास्ते में जब वो भागने का प्रयास करते हैं तो एक स्कूटी सवार उनको मिलता है, स्कूटी सवार को भी गोली मार दी जाती है। कहीं ना कहीं ये तमाम जो चीज़ें हैं पूरा घटनाक्रम राजस्थान की जो पुलिस है उस पर सवालिया निशान खड़े करता है कि कैसे जो आरोपी हैं उनके हौसले बुलंद हैं कि घर पे जाकर घर में घुसकर जो है गोली मारने की।
बहुत से सवाल हैं जो मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ, एक एक करके पूछूंगी। सबसे पहले तो जो ये प्रोटेस्ट हो रहा है, प्रोटेस्टर्स की मांग क्या है? क्या ये चाहते हैं कि कल्प्रिट्स अरेस्ट हों? क्योंकि जैसे कि आपने कहा, एंड आई जस्ट वांट टू पुट दिस इन कॉन्टेक्स्ट फॉर आवर व्यूअर्स, that this is one of those instances that the security agencies in Rajasthan will be watching very closely because it has the potential to flare up into a very big Jat and Rajput conflict, as we have seen happen in the past, as is believed to be one of the main reasons behind this killing. So, before this spirals, it is imperative that these 8 special police teams that have actually been put in place to arrest these individuals does their job very quickly before this spirals into any kind of a further inter-caste conflict. बट मुबारक, मैं आपसे ये जानना चाहती हूँ कि प्रोटेस्टर्स की इस वक्त डिमांड क्या है? क्योंकि ये प्रोटेस्ट अब हमें पता चल रहा है कि केवल राजस्थान में नहीं हो रहा है, वी आर ऑल्सो गेटिंग विजुअल्स ऑफ प्रोटेस्ट फ्रॉम भोपाल, सो इट्स ऑलरेडी स्पाइरलिंग टू अदर स्टेट्स।
बिल्कुल, देखिए आपने ठीक कहा, क्योंकि जो राष्ट्रीय राजपूत करनी सेना है उन्होंने पूरे देश भर के अंदर जैसे मध्य प्रदेश, गुजरात, हरियाणा, दिल्ली और मध्य प्रदेश और राजस्थान, इन चारों पांचों जो राजस्थान से सटे ये जो राज्य है, यहाँ तक इनके कार्यकर्ता हैं, यहाँ तक इनके समर्थक हैं और राजपूत समाज के लोग जहाँ भी रहते हैं वहाँ हर जगह आप प्रदर्शन की तस्वीरें जो है वो देख सकते हैं। और एक बड़ा कारण इसमें ये है कि जो शेखावाटी, राजस्थान के शेखावाटी इलाके में जो जाट और राजपूत के मध्य एक जो खींचतान लंबे समय से इन गैंगों के बीच में चलती आई है, उसका एक बड़ा कारण यहाँ माना जा रहा है। दूसरा एक बात की कि अब जो इनके समर्थक है उनकी क्या मांग है, उनके समर्थकों की मांग है, उनके परिवार की मांग है कि इनको 11 करोड़ रुपए दिए जाएं। एक ऐसी भी बात सामने आई है, नौकरी दी जाए, हथियार रखने का लाइसेंस इनको दिया जाए और इनको पूरी तरीके से राजस्थान जो पुलिस है वो सुरक्षा मुहैया कराए इनके परिजनों को। ये मांग अब तक ये करते आए हैं। और जो मेट्रोमास हॉस्पिटल है मानसरोवर में, जयपुर में स्थित इस अस्पताल के बाहर भारी संख्या में जो समर्थक है सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेडी जिनकी हत्या कर दी गई, उनके समर्थक वहाँ लगातार कल दोपहर से ही वहाँ मौजूद है और लगातार इन तमाम चीज़ों की वो मांग कर रहे हैं। परिवार को सुरक्षा मिले, परिवार को पैसा मिले और नौकरी भी, सरकारी नौकरी उनके परिजनों को।
Let me just contextualize this in English for viewers who've not necessarily understood. They are demanding a compensation, they are demanding government jobs and they are demanding protection for the family members. Protection से बात ये आती है, and like Mubarak was also explaining that there is bound to be a ripple effect in other areas which are dominated by Rajput community or the Shekhawati dominant areas. We are already seeing protest shots coming in from Madhya Pradesh. It could have the potential to spiraling to neighboring Rajasthan, to neighboring areas of Rajasthan like Haryana as well. मुबारक, आपसे ये जानना चाहूंगी कि ये जो पूरी कंट्रोवर्सी है अब एक पॉलिटिकल टर्न भी ले चुकी है. There's already a political turn, a political blame game over this murder that has already begun, with Diya Kumari coming out very publicly and speaking to the media and saying that it is actually the Congress that didn't give him the protection that he demanded, and therefore this incident has happened, blaming squarely the Congress for it. आपसे ये जानना चाहती हूँ कि पॉलिटिकल स्टॉर्म ऑलरेडी बन चुका है, दिया कुमारी ने कांग्रेस को आकर ब्लेम करा है इसके लिए. हमें भी जो रिपोर्ट समझ में आई है वो ये थी कि पंजाब पुलिस had an intelligence report which the Rajasthan police ignored. There was intel to suggest there was a threat to his life. Was it ignored? And was he given any kind of security by the Rajasthan police, or was he not given any security? What is the story?
देखिए, बिल्कुल आपने ठीक कहा कि पंजाब पुलिस की इंटेलिजेंस ने जब संपत नेहरा, जो कि लॉरेंस बिश्नोई गैंग का एक खास गुर्गा हम कह सकते हैं, लॉरेंस बिश्नोई का बेहद नज़दीकी माना जाता है. संपत नेहरा, आपको याद होगा, संपत नेहरा वही है जिसने सलमान खान की रेकी की थी और हथियार लेकर उसके घर तक भी पहुंच गया था. हालांकि वो सलमान खान के मामले में कुछ आगे कर नहीं पाए क्योंकि पुलिस के पास पुख्ता जानकारी आ चुकी थी और पुलिस ने संपत नेहरा को गिरफ्तार कर लिया था. जब संपत नेहरा की गिरफ्तारी हो जाती है तो संपत नेहरा से जब पुलिस की जो शुरुआती पूछताछ होती है तो संपत नेहरा ये बताता है कि राजस्थान में सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेडी को भी मारने की हमारी प्लानिंग है. तो इस प्लानिंग की जानकारी जब सबसे पहले पंजाब पुलिस को लगती है तो पंजाब पुलिस मार्च के महीने 2023 में ही राजस्थान पुलिस को एक पत्र लिखती है. उस पत्र में इस बात का जिक्र किया जाता है कि राजस्थान का रहने वाला सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेडी, जिसको जान का खतरा है, संपत नेहरा ने ऐसी जानकारी दी है. और ये वही संपत नेहरा है जो कि लॉरेंस बिश्नोई का बेहद नज़दीकी माना जाता है. जब राजस्थान पुलिस के पास ये अपडेट आता है तो इसके बाद सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेडी को भी कहीं ना कहीं से ऐसे इनपुट मिलते हैं कि जिससे वो अपनी सुरक्षा की मांग राजस्थान पुलिस से करते हैं. लेकिन राजस्थान पुलिस की ओर से उन्हें किसी भी तरह की जो है सुरक्षा मुहैया नहीं कराई जाती, जिसको लेकर जब कल उनकी हत्या कर दी गई तो राजपूत समाज में रोष है. उनका कहना है कि इस मामले की जांच रिटायर्ड जज से करवाई जाए, रिटायर्ड हाईकोर्ट जज से इस पूरे मामले की जाँच करवाई जाए कि जब पंजाब पुलिस ने राजस्थान पुलिस को इनपुट दे दिया था, बड़ा एक अपडेट दे दिया था कि सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेडी की जान को खतरा है, तो उसके बावजूद भी राजस्थान पुलिस ने क्यों नहीं सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेडी को सुरक्षा मुहैया करवाई. तो कहीं ना कहीं ये भी अपने आप में एक बड़ा सवाल खड़ा होता है राजस्थान पुलिस पर. जी,
तो उनको जो सिक्योरिटी दी गई थी वो उनकी खुद की पर्सनल सिक्योरिटी थी. ही वाज नॉट प्रोवाइडेड एनी सिक्योरिटी बाय द राजस्थान पुलिस. डू वी अंडरस्टैंड दैट करेक्टली?
जी बिल्कुल. देखिए, उनके पास जो 4 से 6 गार्ड जो उनके पास थे वो उनके निजी जो सुरक्षा कर्मी थे, वो उनको वेतन देते थे. और वो हो सकता है कोई आर्मी से रिटायर्ड हो या निजी जो सुरक्षा गार्ड आजकल लोग रखते हैं, बड़े लोग जो रखते हैं, उस तरीके का मामला ये हो सकता है. लेकिन राजस्थान पुलिस की ओर से कोई भी पुलिस का जो गार्ड है वो उनको नहीं दिया गया था. ऐसे में वो खुद की सुरक्षा के लिए खुद ही जो व्यवस्था कर रहे थे. इसी को देखते हुए जब जान का खतरा उनको नजर आया तो उन्होंने पुलिस को भी लिखा. ऐसा उनके समाज के के लोगों को कहना है, उनके संगठन के लोगों का कहना है। और हालांकि पुलिस को ये इनपुट मार्च में ही मिल चुका था। पंजाब पुलिस ने एक लेटर लिखा था, एनडीटीवी ने वो सबसे पहले दिखाया भी कि किस लेटर का हवाला उन्होंने दिया है राजस्थान पुलिस को कि सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेडी की जान को खतरा है। संपत नेहरा ने जानकारी पंजाब पुलिस को उस दौरान दी थी। जी
ऑल राइट, आखिरी सवाल आपसे ये पूछना चाहूंगी, मुबारक has been reporting on the protests that have spiraled, like I said, now into different parts of Rajasthan. We're getting in protest visuals from Jaipur, Udaipur, Jodhpur, reports of protests in Ajmer as well. Meanwhile, we're also now learning that protests have spiraled to neighboring Madhya Pradesh with a section of Karni Sena supporters, in fact, protesting in Bhopal as well. But like I said, it is believed that it is a Goldie Brar gang that has claimed responsibility for this attack in a Facebook post, the veracity of which of course needs to still be verified. The sharpshooters, as you can see there, have been caught on CCTV camera, and you know, the Rajasthan police has constituted 8 special police teams in order to nab the shooters in this particular case. But the fear with these agitations that have spiraled across different parts of Rajasthan is, of course, you know, the threat of this blowing into a full-blown conflict between the Jat community and the Rajput community. Just a quick word from, you know, my colleague who's reporting on this. ये पूरा जो Jat versus Rajput community protest का angle है, हमने बहुत सारे reactions भी सुने थे मुबारक, जिनमें लोग ये कह रहे हैं, जो protesters हैं वो कह रहे हैं, you know, some very inflammatory things have been said. We have not put those bites out on air because one doesn't want to fan any tensions, but you know, very inflammatory things have been said. क्या राइवलरी है और क्या मानना है सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस का कि इसके पीछे किसका हाथ है? ये कौन है ये शूटर्स? क्या इंटेल थी जो इग्नोर की गई थी?
देखिए, अगर इस पूरे घटनाक्रम को समझे तो हमें कुछ पीछे जाना होगा कि इसके बारे में बताना चाहेंगे कि ये जो लड़ाई है ये शुरुआत आनंदपाल के टाइम से हुई। राजस्थान में एक चर्चित बदमाश हुआ, हिस्ट्री सीटर हुआ, जिसने पूरे राजस्थान भर के अंदर दहशत फैलाई। अपराध की जगत में एक बड़ा नाम आनंदपाल का लिया जाता है। आनंदपाल की जब राजू ठेठ से, जब दोनों ही गैंगों के बीच में, क्योंकि राजू ठेठ जो है वो जाट थे, आनंदपाल राजपूत कम्युनिटी से आते हैं, तो दोनों के बीच में लगातार गैंगवार बढ़ती गई। दोनों के अपने अपने धड़े, अपने अपने ग्रुप और अपने अपनी गैंग बनाई, और उस गैंग के बाद शेखावाटी और नागौर इलाके में इन दोनों गैंगों के बीच में अक्सर गैंगवार की घटनाएं लगातार होती चली आई थी। और उसके बाद उसी दौरान 2016 के अंदर जो है लॉरेंस बिश्नोई भी राजस्थान की अजमेर जेल में बंद होता है, और इन दोनों की, जो आनंदपाल और लॉरेंस बिश्नोई दोनों एक ही जेल में होते हैं। तो बताया जाता है, जो कि सूत्रों के हवाले से ऐसी चर्चाएं जो चलती है, बातचीत सामने आती है कि जब दोनों ये बड़े गैंगस्टर एक ही जेल में रहते हैं तो दोनों की साठगांठ हो जाती है, और उसके बाद से ही लगातार ये दोनों साथ मिलकर काम करते हैं। राजू ठेठ के ऊपर उस दौरान कई हमले भी हुए, जेल में हमले हुए। हालांकि राजू ठेठ बच गया, उसके जो साथी थे बलवीर बानुड़ा, उनकी मौत हो जाती है बीकानेर जेल के अंदर। बीकानेर जेल में आनंदपाल के कहने पर ही एक बड़ी घटना को अंजाम दिया जाता है। तो वहाँ से ये शुरुआत होती है, राजपूत और जाट वर्सेस ये पूरी लड़ाई बन जाती है, और धीरे धीरे जो है बात बढ़ती चली गई। और आनंदपाल की इस मामले के अंदर जैसे जैसे ये घटनाएं बढ़ी, आनंदपाल का पुलिस ने एनकाउंटर भी किया, वो भी खबरें पूरे देश भर में चली। और फिर कुछ दिन पहले ही राजू ठेठ की भी हत्या की जाती है। उस घटना की जिम्मेदारी भी लॉरेंस बिश्नोई लेते हैं, और कहा जाता है कि आनंदपाल की मौत का बदला लॉरेंस बिश्नोई ने अपने गुर्गे बेचकर लिया था। तो जाट को मार दिया जाता है, पहले राजपूत की मौत हो जाती है, उससे भी मार दिया जाता है। हालांकि वो पुलिस एनकाउंटर था, लेकिन उसका कहीं ना कहीं बदला राजू ठेठ की गैंग से था, इसीलिए उसकी मौत हो जाती है। और फिर जब राजू ठेठ की हत्या हो जाती है, बीते कुछ महीनों पहले ही राजू ठेठ की सीकर में गोली मारकर हत्या कर दी जाती है। उस हत्या के बाद फिर से कहीं ना कहीं राजस्थान में इन दोनों गैंगों के बीच में खींचतान बढ़ती है, और कहा जाता है कि जो लॉरेंस बिश्नोई है वो राजस्थान में आनंदपाल से टक्कर लेने वाले, या आनंदपाल से जो दुश्मनी जिन लोगों की थी, उनकी दुश्मनी लॉरेंस बिश्नोई से है। तो ऐसे में उससे जो खिलाफत रखने वाले जो संगठन है या लोग हैं, उनके ऊपर लॉरेंस बिश्नोई लगातार हमले करवा रहा है। और कल जब सुखदेव सिंह गोगामेडी की हत्या हुई तो उसकी जिम्मेदारी भी जो है वो लॉरेंस बिश्नोई गैंग के रोहित गोदारा ने ली है। और रोहित गोदारा बीकानेर के थाने का हिस्ट्री सीटर है। फिलहाल वो भारत में नहीं है, फर्जी पासपोर्ट के जरिए दिल्ली से दुबई जाता है, और दुबई से अजरबैजान, और अजरबैजान के बाद कहा जाता है कि वो गोल्डी बराड़ के पास कनाडा चला गया है। जी
Right. So, this is the history of who is believed to be behind it. Like I said, you know, gangsters linked with Lawrence Bishnoi have claimed responsibility for this attack on Facebook. It remains to be seen, what the investigation finally reveals. And of course, like we've been reporting, all of those protesters of the Karni Sena out on the streets of Rajasthan, and now even, supporters protesting there in Bhopal are demanding the arrest of those sharpshooters and the people behind this attack, behind this murder rather, to be brought to book. We're going to continue to track this story very closely. Like I said, it's a tense situation with protests intensifying across different cities in Rajasthan and now also protests in Bhopal. One sincerely hopes that the attackers are nabbed and that the security agencies can get the situation under control before it spirals into a Jat versus Rajput sort of agitation, as one has seen in the past as well. Mubarak Khan, thank you very much for joining us with that comprehensive update on this big story. Dramatic visuals that are coming in. We'll continue to get you the very latest here on NDTV. Short break, more on the other side.
This World AIDS Day, join the fight against HIV. I'm Ayushman Khurrana. This World AIDS Day on the 1st of December, come be a part of the Banega Swasth India campaign and be the change with me. One World Hygiene, 10 kadam, 10 kadam.
Welcome to Serious Business on NDTV.
$1 has only secured 0.6 cents of private capital. That needs to fundamentally change.
By mid-century, India's economy will grow eightfold.
One topic.
When a family comes out of the poverty line, what would be the first asset class they would buy? It's gold.
One speaker.
It's the biggest attack on Jews since the Holocaust.
If you want to control inflation, you need to play the trade policy.
UPI, Aadhaar, all of that, where India is well ahead of the West.
5 trillion is a short-term goal. I would like to see India becoming a $30 trillion economy.
A debate has many facets, perhaps no one right answer. Left, right and center. Conversations that get to the core of the debate.
I think the first thing is one very important question. But I asked Deepinder Goyal first time I met him. So the thing, Zomato was then called Food eBay, right? And I used to visit the site regularly because it was the only restaurant listing site with all the menu cards, right? And I found that very useful. Hitesh Oberoi, our CEO, also found it useful. And we discussed one day, and he said, why don't you look at it for investment? And I said, yeah, why not? And I reached out to Deepinder. I didn't know him. I did in Google search to find him, and I sent him an email. And he came and met me, and the first question I asked him, "Yeah, Deepinder, the idea kahan se aaya? Where did you get this idea from?" And he said, "Look, I was working in Bain Consulting, right? And it was in Gurgaon. It was an office with maybe 50 or 60 people, mostly young, mostly single, mostly male, many living away from their hometowns. What it meant was they wouldn't get food from home for lunch.
के नेताओं के सनातन धर्म
हिंदुओं और हिंदी और उत्तर भारत के खिलाफ बयान आना, ये एक सोची समझी साजिश है, सुनियोजित रणनीति का हिस्सा है, जहां भारत और भारतीयों को नीचा दिखाने का कोई कसर कांग्रेस नहीं छोड़ रही। आप उत्तर प्रदेश के लोगों पर बार बार प्रहार करें, आपके सहयोगी दल उत्तर भारतीयों पर टिप्पणी करें और आपके होंठ सिले रहें। ऐसी क्या मजबूरी है जो राहुल गांधी, सोनिया गांधी जी की चुप्पी जरूरी है?
हमारे साथ हैं बीजेपी के पुडुचेरी से सांसद सिल्वा गणपति। जिस तरह से सेंथिल कुमार ने डीएमके को जो बयान दिया है, उसको क्या कहेंगे सर आपके स्टेटमेंट?
Actually, I am the president of Bharatiya Janata Party Puducherry. At the same time, I am only Rajya Sabha MP from Puducherry. And what Senthil Kumar the made statement in the Lok Sabha is something against the Hindu religion and his belief of the Hindu religion. And he said that the state where BJP have won all the 4 states, including the 3 states, particularly Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and they said they are all Komutra states. Komutra states means they are drinking the Komutra, that Hindus. They are talking about the Hindus' belief and the culture, and always they are against the Hindus. They never talk.
DMK
feel bad to hesitate to talk about the.
तो डीएमके के लीडर इस तरह के स्टेटमेंट क्यों देते हैं? Why they are giving such a type of statement?
And here the DMK leader and his son Udayanidhi also made statement against Sanatana Dharma, and he said he is going to eradicate Sanatana Dharma from all over our country. Is it possible that they always talk some nonsense about the belief and against Hinduism? That is why the reason the BJP is winning regularly in all the states. It is going to be continued for the years to come. And the next tenure that BJP will win more than 411
डीएमके
seats.
का ये कहना है कि बीजेपी केवल बीजेपी is saying कि they are only winning Hindi states, sir.
They are winning in our Hindi state. They don't know. Actually, Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry people are also going to teach a lesson to them in the forthcoming election. Definitely in Lok Sabha, it's for Tamil Nadu people also. Tamil people are also going to vote for BJP. In Puducherry, already we have got the BJP part of the government. Then we ourselves and NR is being the part of the government of the Puducherry. We are ruling Puducherry, and the same Tamil speaking people in Tamil Nadu, they have elected Bharatiya Janata Party. They have given power to the BJP party. They have got 10 elected MLAs in Puducherry. It doesn't mean that they speak in English, they speak Tamil, they understand Tamil, they are Hindus, they are supporting it.
All right, we will of course continue to get you the very latest from Parliament, because there's been an uproar in Parliament over these remarks as well. We'll continue to get you the very latest from that. Meanwhile, let's shift our focus to the big NDTV exclusive. Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, spoke with NDTV and he has in fact said that citizens should follow Baba Saheb Ambedkar's principles. Why is the onus just on lawyers and judges?
आज का जो दिन है वो मैं समझता हूँ सारे देश में स्वर्ण अक्षर में लिखा हुआ दिन है। आज हम डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब भीमराव अम्बेडकर के जीवन के बारे में स्मरण करते हैं। वो संविधान के शिल्पकार थे और जो उन्होंने मूलभूत सिद्धांत 75 साल पहले हमारे लिए अंकित किए, उनका हम पालन कर रहे हैं न्यायपालिका में। तो हम लोगों के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण दिन है और इस साल उनका स्टैच्यू सुप्रीम कोर्ट में आया है, तो हमें लगता है कि साक्षात वो हमारे साथ हैं।
All right, so that's of course Chief Justice of India. They're speaking with NDTV. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also paid tributes to BR Ambedkar on his death anniversary, saying that he dedicated his life to the welfare of the exploited and the deprived. Besides being the architect of the Constitution, he was also an immortal champion of social harmony. That's what the Prime Minister said. He said that Ambedkar, who came from a Dalit family and rose to become one of the most important figures in Indian politics with his championing of the cause for the underprivileged. Well, the big story that we are tracking, NDTV has learned that the BJP indeed may choose new faces for the post of Chief Minister in the heartland states of Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, where it has posted thumping poll victories according to sources in the party. Now, what we're learning from highly placed sources is that the selection would be done keeping the 2024 general election in mind. Remember, there was a very crucial meeting that took place at the residence of Prime Minister Modi yesterday. JP Nadda and Amit Shah both attended that meeting. In fact, there is a huddle in Parliament as we speak. Rajavardhan Rathore, Kirori Lal Meena have met with JP Nadda in the chambers of Parliament as we speak. Could the BJP potentially consider fresh face in Rajasthan is the big question. Remember, whether it's Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh, the BJP contested this election without a chief ministerial face in the running. There were several candidates from the party that were in the fray, several political heavyweights, whether it was union ministers or members of parliament who were deployed to contest the polls. Is a generational shift perhaps something that the BJP is considering? Sources indicate that it is likely to be the case. The central leadership is in a huddle holding discussions with CM probables after the 4.5-hour meeting in the Prime Minister's residence yesterday. There is now a meeting in the chambers of Parliament as well. What's the thinking within the party? What is likely to happen? What we're learning from sources is that it could very well be a generational shift as far as the Hindi heartland states are concerned. Akhilesh is joining us on the phone line now. He's been the one who's been tracking all of these stories very closely. Akhilesh, what you're breaking to us is after the 4.5-hour-long meeting in the Prime Minister's residence yesterday, there's yet another huddle in Parliament right now. What's going on?
Well, now the series of meetings are going on right now at the Parliament House, and Party President JP Nadda has been meeting with several leaders. In fact, he already had a meeting with Rajavardhan Rathore and Dr. Kirori Lal Meena, both MPs who have been elected in Rajasthan now. Mr. Nadda had a meeting with both of them, and after that meeting, he is now meeting with Mr. Narendra Singh Tomar and Mr. Prahlad Patel, both union ministers who had contested the Assembly in Pradesh, and both have won. So, of course, after last night 4.5-hour-long meeting with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Mr. Amit Shah, now Mr. JP Nadda is meeting with these leaders from Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. Of course, it's very interesting in the context that BJP has two chief ministers in these states, and as you have been reporting, that party is planning to fill new faces in these three crucial states. And of course, there are indications that by this evening or tomorrow, the names of the observers will be announced, and the legislative meetings in these states are likely to take place either on Saturday or Sunday.
Right, Akhilesh, very quickly, the big surprise here would be Madhya Pradesh, wouldn't it, given the fact that many experts, poll pundits have credited Shivraj Singh Chauhan for the big win?
But of course, the BJP never projected Shivraj Singh Chauhan as the chief minister candidate, because in the during the campaign also, this question was posed to several top leaders. They always replied that BJP is contesting under a collective leadership and on the name of Prime Minister Modi and his work. And after the BJP had won historically historic win in Madhya Pradesh, after that also the leaders in the state and also the center, they counted Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and they attributed their win to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In fact, yesterday, Shivraj Singh Chauhan ruled himself out from the race, saying that he is not in the race to become chief minister. So it's very clear indication that party now thinking that the new sector should be filled in these states. And of course, the party is very clear. As we said, 24.
Right.
All the seats, other of in these crucial states.
All right, we seem to be losing that line with you, Akhilesh, but we'll of course keep coming back to you because it's a huge political development that you're reporting on, the fact that there could perhaps be an entire reconsideration on the chief ministerial faces in the Hindi heartland. So Raman Singh, Vasundhara Raje Scindia and Shivraj Singh Chauhan are, remember, the tried and tested faces as far as the BJP is concerned in these states. What Akhilesh is reporting at the moment is that he's learning via sources that there could in fact be a generational shift in the horizon. There could be fresh faces in all of these three states. Does that necessarily mean a generational shift in terms of age is of course a question that still needs to be answered. But the BJP president is meeting with Narendra Singh Tomar and Prahlad Patel, two political heavyweights, union ministers who were deployed, remember, in Madhya Pradesh. Meanwhile, Kirori Lal Meena and Rajavardhan Rathore have also met JP Nadda in the chambers of parliament. So there is a crucial huddle underway at the moment. This is the second important meeting that we're reporting on after the 4.5-hour long meeting in the Prime Minister's residence, which Amit Shah and JP Nadda had attended. The BJP is likely to consider factors of the 2024 election as well as they pick the new chief ministerial face. What sources are indicating is that it could be fresh faces. There are a whole host of people, at least 5 or 6 people who are in the running in each of these states. We will continue to get you the very latest on what's happening. Meanwhile, while there is no clarity on who the chief ministers of the BJP are going to be in the Hindi heartland states, the Congress has finally sealed the deal with Revanth Reddy. He's going to be the next Telangana chief minister. The announcement was made by the Congress party yesterday. He's always been the front runner for the post of the chief minister. In fact, when he wasn't immediately announced and that swearing in didn't take place as it was widely anticipated almost 48 hours after the results were announced, there were murmurs of other faces doing the rounds. Revanth Reddy, who was at 10 Janpath to meet Sonia Gandhi just a short while ago, he is now going to be taking oath in about 24 hours from now. It's going to be a grand oath-taking ceremony that's been scheduled for tomorrow. Few ministers are expected to also be sworn in, presumably to placate and manage expectations. Let's just try and listen in, if we can, to that soundbite.
That time has now been postponed to 1:04 p.m. is what we are being told. And I'm here at LB Stadium, where you can see all the top officers of Telangana government in discussion with the Congress party officials to decide on the protocols and the arrangements. The DGP, Mr. Ravi Gupta, the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Sandeep Shandilia, all the senior officers in fact are here, and the protocol officer of protocol in charge of the Congress party. They're all here to decide on what happens next. Stadium once again after Dr. YSR. I have with me, in fact, the working president of the party, Mr. Mahesh Gaud. After what, 19 years, almost 22 decades, Congress going to take power and again in the stadium.
Yeah, up to 2014 we were in power. After 10 years we're coming back to power. And from the beginning we wanted the oath ceremony to be in public. So that is the reason we have selected LB Stadium, wherein we can accommodate 30 to 40,000 common people to witness the oath-taking ceremony. And from the beginning itself, Revanth wanted to take his oath ceremony in midst of people. That is the reason we have selected LB Stadium. Tomorrow morning, there is the news that it will be postponed, but 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So it's not yet confirmed, but there is a chance of getting postponed.
Mr. Reddy has in fact gone to Delhi to personally invite Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi. Are you expecting their presence? From what we understand from our police sources, that it could be possibly that they are all attending?
Yes. We are very particular about Madam Gandhi. She has given the statehood, so it's a special significance will be there if she is present at the oath-taking ceremony. Apart from Gandhi, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, and our national president Karni also accepted to witness the event.
So it's going to be a grand event here, but our sources also saying that it could be an entire cabinet, not just Mr. Revanth Reddy, who could be taking oath tomorrow.
Yeah, cabinet members also will take oath, but how many members and who are they have to be finalized in Delhi. By this evening, we'll get the clarity.
Okay, when Dr. YSR took oath, he had in fact first signed his file for the free power. Yes. Is Mr. Revanth Reddy also going to do something like that?
Yes, Revanth is also going to sign a document related to farmers and unemployed youth. Mostly we'll get the clarity by this evening.
Mr. Uttam Kumar Reddy and Batti Vikramarka had also put their hat in the ring, and they looked a little unhappy yesterday after the announcement. Have they now been convinced? Will they be also part of your cabinet?
Yesterday Mr. KCG has told that it's a collective government. So Mr. Uttam Reddy, Mr. Batti would also be the part of the government. So it will be a collective decision in future.
And you're trying to ensure regional representation, gender representation, seniority, all that will be accommodated in the cabinet?
Yes, definitely. It won't be like KCR's cabinet. It was a one-way cabinet. In our cabinet, all castes, all religions and all regions also would be accommodated.
One criticism could be there that Congress is once again becoming a Reddy party. Will that hold true, or you want to guard against something like that?
It won't be like that. Cabinet would be a culmination of all castes and communities, and what KCG told yesterday in Delhi, that would the cabinet and the government would be a collective government.
Okay, and the Chief Minister was criticized for being inaccessible, for Pragati Bhavan being fortified. Your leaders have been saying that Pragati Bhavan will no longer be the way it was fortified. What changes are you anticipating? Has there been any decision taken on whether Mr. Revanth Reddy will be shifting in there?
Mr. Revanth Reddy has clearly told in Gandhi Bhavan 3 days back that Pragati Bhavan is a private Bhavan now. It's a government property. It's the Chief Minister's residence. It would be, hereafter it would be a Praja Bhavan. A common man in this Telangana state would have access to the Praja Bhavan.
Okay, thank you so much and best wishes tomorrow's ceremony. So, a grand ceremony planned here with the administration also, of course, cooperating with the new government in place. They have a new DGP, Mr. Ravi Gupta, who is in fact replaced Mr. Anjani Kumar, who had gone in to greet the leader of the Congress party, the Telangana Congress, after the results start coming in, and it was indicated that the Congress is going to be forming the government, but the EC took objection and had said that the model code of conduct has been violated, so he has been placed under suspension. But yes, the administration now making preparations for Lal Bahadur Stadium to be made into the venue of the swearing-in ceremony of Revanth Reddy, who has never been a minister before. He has always been in a party that's in the opposition, but he is hoping to take on the mantle of Chief Minister. He will be taking on the mantle of Chief Minister, and with a team that will be representative. Back to you.
All right, well, we're going to continue to keep a close watch on those political developments because, like I said, decisions have been made in Telangana, but many meetings still underway for decisions over chief ministers in the Hindi heartland. Up next, of course, we'll get you the latest from Ground Zero in Chennai and Machilipatnam on the impact of the cyclone.